These films feature muscle-bound heroes, exotic females, extravagant costumes, historical storylines, and really, really long runtimes.
This will not be over quickly.
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 sword and sandal movies. For this list, we've decided to skip the traditional Italian peplum movies that define the genre, and have instead picked Hollywood flicks that fit the category. And it goes without saying, but we've excluded movies that are pretty universally panned. So we apologize if you're a Brad Pitt or Colin Farrell fan.
And so be it.
Number 10, The Seventh Voyage of Sinbad.
We must sail uncharted waters with a doubtful crew.
You gotta love this cheesy fantasy film, with its nostalgia value and creepy creatures. Introducing this type of exotic Arabian Nights tale to the sword and sandal genre was Ray Harryhausen, the brilliant mind behind the stop-motion dynamation in this and many other flicks on this list. Thanks to him, the B-movie's dragons, cyclops, and fighting skeletons are convincing, at least by 1958 standards. Number 9, Lawrence of Arabia.
Do we rest here?
There is no rest now short of water, Orans.
Called one of the greatest films ever, this movie defines the term epic.
No prisoners!
With the unyielding Middle Eastern desert as its backdrop, it combines the sensibilities of a biopic, war story, and adventure film while relating the tale of unconventional and charismatic British Army man T.E. Lawrence during World War I.
It damn well hurts.
Certainly it hurts.
Well, what's the trick then?
The trick, William Potter, is not minding that it hurts.
Unlike most sword and sandal flicks, there's no farcical drama, exaggerated violence, or exotic women, but that's probably why it won so many Oscars. Number 8, Julius Caesar.
Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears!
You can't beat Shakespeare and you can't beat Brando. Put them together, and you've got an almost perfect film and a fine example of sword and sandal success.
Are all thy conquest, glories, triumphs, spoils shrunk to this little measure?
Stark, tense, and full of togas, this version exploits the stellar performances of its cast to stand out with its retelling of the betrayal of a Roman dictator.
It too brutally.
The battle scenes are good enough, but who's watching Shakespeare for the action anyway? Number 7, Clash of the Titans. Romance, riddles.
They have only to solve a riddle.
A riddle.
A handsome hero, campy monsters, this movie's got everything. While this story's 2010 remake may be more effective by today's guidelines, the visual trickery employed by Ray Harryhausen in this sword and sandal romp is nothing short of amazing. Assisted by his helmet, shield, sword, and trusty steed Pegasus, Perseus represents good in the fight against evil, as he tries to win Andromeda's heart and hand in marriage.
This is Sparta!
Number 6, 300. Based on a graphic novel rather than straight history, Zack Snyder's cult hit has enough muscles for 10 sword and sandal stories, and more than its fair share of visceral violence and cliched dialogue.
Combat with your shield. Or on it.
True to the genre, there's an exotic female helping the story along, but the real glory goes to the Spartans as they battle the big bad Persians in this visually stunning and epic Battle of Thermopylae.
Oh, Moses, Moses.
Number 5, The Ten Commandments.
Behold his mighty hand!
This Cecil B. DeMille tour de force set the pace for all historical epics to follow, with top-of-the-line effects and a star-making Charlton Heston performance.
The writing of God. His 10 Commandments.
A box office smash despite its 220-minute runtime, it traces Moses' life from birth until he becomes the savior of the Hebrew slaves. Sometimes melodramatic and always grandiose, this Bible story is brought to life as only Hollywood can, inspiring the entire sword and sandal genre.
Better to die in battle with a god than live in shame.
Number 4, Jason and the Argonauts. Arriving at the height of the sword and sandal era, this Greek hero had to survive without computer-animated effects, and it's fun to see the results. Yeah, it's cheesy, but this movie succeeds thanks to Ray Harryhausen's extensive stop-motion animation and unique twist on traditional mythology. On his quest for the fabled Golden Fleece, Jason unites with other heroes like Hercules to fight magical skeletons in an epic, albeit campy, showdown.
I'm Spartacus! I'm Spartacus!
Number 3. Spartacus.
Oh, the power of Rome!
After losing the lead in Ben-Hur, screen legend Kirk Douglas joined Stanley Kubrick's star-studded project as the title Gladiator. With all the honor, decadence, and arena battles reserved for sword and sandal blockbusters, this Oscar-winning film bridges the gap between visually stunning early genre efforts and more historically accurate later films by intelligently chronicling Spartacus's revolt against slavery.
I swore that if I ever got out of this place, I'd die before I'd watch two men fight to the death again.
Sure, it's dated, but by bravely defying Hollywood convention, it earned its classic status. Number 2. Ben-Hur. To see the full potential of Hollywood spectacle, watch this sword and sandal masterpiece. By charting the tribulations of a persecuted Jew in the time of Jesus and his struggle for freedom and vengeance, Ben-Hur set records with its colossal budget and Oscar haul.
When I heard that news, I drank a toast to you.
Aided by expansive sets, thousands of extras, and Charlton Heston's performance, this pseudo-biblical story climaxes in one of the most iconic sequences in cinema history. Number 1. Gladiator.
Are you not entertained?
Inspired by many films on this list, Ridley Scott's Oscar-dominating epic revitalized the genre with thrilling storytelling and brilliant CGI.
We'll meet you in the afterlife.
After losing everything, Russell Crowe's Maximus vents his frustrations inside the arena, and all the elements of a sword and sandal classic are there. Betrayal, revenge, exotic beauties, brooding muscle men performing inhuman feats of strength, fights to the death. But it's also a universal story, and that's why it's number 1. Do you agree with our list, or do you think we deserve to be sent to the Tigers? For more top 10s about your favorite flicks, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.